Hi everyone, happy New Year. Lamisha here, of course, from LamishaSerf-Walls.com, bringing you my first official video of 2019. I am really excited to bring you the information I'm going to be sharing with you on this video because I love this time of year. Of course, as a coach and as a mentor, I work with lots of people around this time of year, really planning what they want to achieve, the things they want to do in the year ahead, and helping them kind of craft a plan for themselves. And as I was crafting my own plan starting to think about that over the break, I realized that I'm changing things up a little bit this year. And I thought that I would share with you some of the things that I'm doing that are a little bit different than what I've done historically. So if you've been following me for a while, this is going to be all new information, new things that I'm doing this year that I think are going to make a huge difference in what I'm able to achieve and how I feel moving forward this year. So I'm going to dive into all of that, and then I have a little announcement as well as an opportunity for you. So make sure you stick around until the end. So let me briefly talk a little bit about what I have done in the past. And also, before I say that, let me just tell you that there is no specific way to be successful when it comes to setting your intentions. Everyone finds what works for them. There are a lot of mentors, there are a lot of coaches, a lot of personal development coaches out there that talk about their methods, share what they do, and everyone finds what works best for them. I've actually changed my process a little bit over the years, and of course I'm changing it again because I'm changing. So I don't want you to take what I say as gospel. I want you to feel into it and see if it feels like a good fit for you. Of course, try it out if it does, but remember, you have to do something if you want to create different results. So without further ado, let me talk a little bit about what I've done in the past. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I have been a lifelong follower of Leonie Dawson, and I was using her workbook and planner to kind of craft and create my plan for the year in my business as well as in my life. And I bought those planners, over the years, and they've worked amazing for me. They've been really great. They're really creative and artsy, and I loved all of that. And basically I would sit down and write down all the things that I wanted to do. I wrote down big financial goals. I wrote down specifics, statistics that I wanted in terms of my business, my revenue, followers, social media, focuses, that kind of thing. I also wrote down personal goals, and that worked for a while, but I realized that as part of that process, there was something that was missing for me. And this process came out I realized this, towards the end of 2018. So while that was great, I found myself not checking back in with that planner as much as I could have, and therefore not achieving a lot of those things. And in addition to just writing everything down, I didn't really have a plan. Like, I had all my intentions and it was great, but I didn't have the plan. I was doing the mindset work, but I didn't always have logistically, what was I going to do to make these changes happen? So I decided to kind of put a couple of different methods together to create my own method for this year. And I'm really excited about how this is all going to work. So I'm just going to share with you my method, as well as some of the resources that I'm using. And again, a special treat for you towards the end. So stay tuned. So what I realized is, beginning of the year, I have a lot of really great goals. I typically have financial goals, business goals, personal, fitness, health, family, that kind of thing. And I would write them all down. And I'm still writing them all down as they come up for me. So I've decided that I'm going to have one journal for my goals. So this is my goals journal, right? And I decided that I was going to write down the goals that I had. I was going to break it down into each individual sort of component or topic of my life, each area, and kind of write down what the goals were for those specific areas. And then I decided that instead of just focusing on all of that for the whole year, which is overwhelming and kind of impossible, that I would break it down even further and use the 90-day year method. Now, if you are in business, you have likely heard of a program called, or maybe even it's a book, I haven't followed it, the 90-day year, I think is what it's called. And basically the premise is that you focus on specific goals for each 90-day period of the year. So you kind of have quarterly goals. And while I'm not again, I'm not a follower. I haven't done the program or done any of that. So I don't know anything about the actual ways that you do it, through the program. But I liked the way it felt for me to chunk my goals down into 90 days, right? So what I decided to do is, in addition to writing down all of my goals, I broke it down into what I want to achieve and what I want to do and focus on from January through March. So I broke it down into like all the different areas. I have it all written out here. I have specifics about, again, finances, what I want to achieve in my business. I looked at, budgetary things, health, and personal things, like things that I want to challenge myself to do. So I have those things written down. And my intention is to check in with these goals at least once or twice a week. So at the beginning of the week, I actually write down my goals in another notebook, which I'll show you in just a minute. My specific goals of what I'm achieving that week, what I'm focused on that week, that kind of thing. And then the plan is, when I'm reading through those, I will also check in with my other goals to see what is it that I need to do. So I have my goals journal. This is going to have all my goals for 2019. Then I have my planner. Now, I am a big planner person. I like to write down my lists, check them off. And again, if you've been following me for a while, you also know that I like to tick off boxes, and I set goals not only annually and quarterly now, but monthly as well as weekly. So that sounds like a lot, but for me, it helps me stay focused on what I'm doing, especially as an entrepreneur. So I have this beautiful, lovely planner that I used last year. I'm using it again. It is the Desire Map Planner from Danielle Laporte. Now, the thing I love about this, aside from the fact that it's gorgeous, I prefer the week or the daily, not the weekly, because it breaks down each day and it gives you plenty of space to write all the things that you want to, that you want to achieve or you need to write down. It also gives you sort of like the top 3 things that you want to do, and then some other prompts with gratitude and all of that. So I don't always use all of the prompts every day, if I'm completely honest. But it does give me the space to do that if I'm spending a bit more time in my mindset space, or I'm just kind of getting things down on paper. So the other thing that this planner has is a monthly sort of reflection. So it gives you the space, let me pull this back. It gives you the space to reflect on the past month. So you can look at it and say, okay, this is what I really wanted to focus on feeling. Here's moving forward, I want to feel more or want to focus more on this area. Talks about your goals and intentions, what was really working for you from the previous month and what you need to shift. So it uses what you've already accomplished and what you've done to help you reflect and then set the intention for the new month. And then you have the new month page that allows you to write all of that out. Now, this, of course, is focused on how you want to feel, which I also love because I'm a doer. I'm also a feeler, but I focus more on what I want to do versus how I want to feel. And so this really allows me the space and the questions to do that. So I use this planner pretty much every day to write down all the things that I'm focused on. At the beginning of every week, so every Monday, sometimes Sunday, mostly Monday, I will write down what my goal is for that week, or multiple goals. So I'll write down my financial goal. I'll write down certain things that I want to achieve. So if there are videos I want to do or a program I want to release or whatever, I put those goals down. And then I use it as my daily checklist. So I write down 3 things that I definitely will be doing every day as part of my habits. And I'll talk about that in just a second. And then just write down all the things that I have. So if I have client calls, if I'm doing a video or a program or something, again, all that goes on there. And it really helps me stay accountable and just have all of my stuff. I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. Some people prefer like the online, planners, and there is a planner. One of these planners, they have an electronic version. So if that's your thing, you can do that as well. But the other thing I like is that it has gratitude at the end. And again, I'm not as great about the gratitude, but having it on the paper really helps me be mindful of that. So I have this to keep me accountable. So in addition to setting my intentions this year, right, in the 90-day method, so I'm focusing on specific goals for a 90-day period, I'm keeping track of what my goals are monthly and weekly. And I'm also really focusing on the mindset component, which I do a lot more anyway, because I focus on mindset with my coach or with my clients. But I'm also focusing in on the habits. And this is a piece that I haven't done historically. And when I'm talking about the habits, what I'm really talking about is, okay, if this is my goal, right? We'll use fitness because it's a good example. If I have a goal to lose a certain amount of weight, or if I have a goal of getting up early, or if I have a goal of doing something specific in that area, then I also have to have a habit or an action that I'm going to follow that up with. So for me, it might be getting up early. This is actually one of my goals, to get up early and get my workout done first thing in the morning. Now, for me, that is not something that I have always made a habit of, but it's something that I know is going to make a huge difference in my life, especially in this first quarter of the year, because it's going to allow me to have that time for myself first thing, knock it out, before my son gets up, and then I can move on about my day. So that's something that I'm also writing down. So that gets written in my planner so that I know the habit piece that I'm focusing on is I'm waking up. I put it in my phone. I have, my bedtime thing on my phone, so I know what time I have to be in bed and the reminder and all of that. So the reason that piece is so important, and it's something that I talk about with my clients, but a lot of times I miss for myself, is because without building those new habits, we really miss out on doing the things that are going to change the outcome, right? So for a long time, mindset stuff wasn't a habit for me. Like, I had to do that consistently over time in order for it to become a habit. And so now it is a habit. It's something that I do every day. I even have my mindset journal for that. So if you want to transform anything, you have to have some consistency, and you have to be willing to do things a little bit differently. So this whole setup for my new year, for my planning and all of that, is going to really help me stay on track, because I'm very clear about my intentions and what I want to do. I know some of the habits that I need to change. I'm really focused on that. And if I don't have the entire plan, at least I have a couple of steps. So that's happening with my mindset stuff as well as my planner. Now, the reason I'm sharing all of this with you, why do you care, right? The reason I'm sharing all of this with you is because a lot of people get to this point of the year, get really excited about their goals, get really excited about it's a fresh start, it's a clean slate, I'm so excited. But then they fall off because they're missing some kind of component. Most people typically know exactly what it is that they want to achieve. They know that. They are excited about that. They planned for that back in December, right? They know that. Some people don't really know about the mindset piece. If you're on this channel, you probably do know about the mindset piece because I talk about it all the time, but they don't really have a plan. And it's important to have something to start with. It doesn't have to be the whole, all the steps, but you have to have something to begin with. And then the consistency piece. Mindset and consistency, those are the two things that 9 times out of 10 will kick you off of your practice. It's the thing that stops you from working out. It's the thing that, if you don't have those two things, set in stone, or you don't have the plan or the system that works for you, it really gets thrown by the wayside very early on. So we're here. Today is the 3rd day of the month and of the year. So I'm here just sharing what has worked for me in the past, as well as what I'm using to work for me moving forward, to give you some ideas and some information about how you can create a system that works for you. Now, again, this is just my method. This is one way to do it. There are a lot of other ways out there. So if this doesn't work for you, if you don't want to have a bunch of planners and journals, then you don't have to do that. Find another way that works. But you do have to have your intention, have some sort of mindset practice, and the habit piece, the action piece. So I really invite you to start thinking about that. And to celebrate the new year, if you have not already seen this on my Facebook page or on Instagram, I wanted to do a little fun giveaway to kick off the new year with intention, with excitement, and to give one lucky winner a resource to help you with your goals. So I am actually giving away one of these beautiful daily 2019 planners. Now, I'm not giving you this one because this one is mine, but I have an extra one that I'm giving away. And here's how it's going to work. So I am giving this away over on Instagram. There is a special post with this image and it says planner giveaway. And you want to hop on over to that post, and I'll link it down below so that you can see my Instagram handle so that you can hop over there. And you want to follow the instructions in that post. I will be giving away this planner, announcing the winner on the 8th of January. So you have plenty of time to get in to the drawing. But I really invite you to hop on over there and start thinking about your own intentions. There are 3 things you need to do to enter. It's all in the post, so make sure you do that. The other thing I wanted to share with you is an incredible opportunity that I'll be kind of talking more about next week, but I wanted to kind of drop some hints, some information for you now, is a very special one-time only program that I've created for this new year, right? So you see the title of this video is New Year, Now What, right? So it's the new year, you want to make some changes, but you don't really know what you need to do. Maybe you don't know what you don't know. That's cool. Maybe you need some support. This is for you. Now, I shared a little bit about this in December, but didn't have a ton of momentum with the holidays and all of that, so it kind of fell by the wayside. So I decided to open up the registration period again for the month of January, but there are only 5 spots available. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of it, so you kind of have a heads up. And then if you're interested in finding out if this is a good fit for you and if we are a good fit to work together, then you can post a comment below and I will hook you up with the link so that we can schedule a free chat, okay? So basically this program is an organized 6-week one-on-one program that's gonna walk you through all the steps that you need to be successful with your intentions, your desires, and really anything that you wanna achieve, at least in the first 6 months. And you can replicate the process through the second 6 months, the second half of the year. So we're going to walk through a very specific process individually to help you with whatever it is that you want to achieve. Week 1, we're going to talk about your intentions and your vision planning. So what is it that you want? What do you want to feel? We're going to, bang out like questions. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to achieve? All the different areas of your life, right? Week 2, we're going to talk all about mindset. We're going to do some massive mindset clear out to deal with any of the beliefs that may have been holding you back and really helping you develop that mindset and mindset practice that's going to move you forward and be successful. Week 3, we're going to talk about those habits, right? It's nothing if you're not taking action and developing some healthy habits. So we're going to talk about what those are for your specific plan. And then week 4, you're going to have a very specific individualized plan for you. It's going to be a plan that works specifically for your plan, like your intention, what it is that you want to achieve. So we're going to put all of that together. We are going to have a set action plan that you can start with. May not be all the steps, right? But it's going to get you started so that you can move forward and make some huge, huge strides when it comes to your goals. So I want you to, so that's week 4, right? Then there's 5 and 6. 5 and 6, week 5 and 6 are all about implementation and support. So the first 4 weeks, we're actually going to be meeting weekly for 4 weeks to go through all of those things I just covered. And then week 5 and 6, we are going to be talking about the implementation. So I'm going to be checking in with you through email and through a video messaging app to go over all the information that you need for this process. We're going to talk about your mindset stuff. What's challenging you? What's getting in the way? What habits are you finding hard to stick with? We're going to brainstorm. I'm basically going to be in your pocket, like in your back pocket, on your phone, in your email every day, reaching out to you for the final 2 weeks. Okay. And the point of all of this is really to give you all the tools that you need, all the habits that you need to create and be successful in all those things that you have set out for the year. Again, for the first half of the year, because I'm not a magic worker. I can't do all of it in 6 weeks for the entire year. So that is the plan. This is the very specific program that I'm doing for you, and I'm really, really excited about it. Again, there's only 5 spots available, and it's only going to be available through January or when I fill those 5 spots, whichever happens first. Probably going to fill the 5 spots first. So if that's something you're interested in, I would encourage you to reach out to me. There's a link below this video. You can reach out and schedule a free consultation. We can talk a little bit about what you have in mind, and what you'd like to do, and if it feels like a good fit for you, we will go ahead and get you signed up. Okay, so that is all I have for you. It is almost a 20-minute video, so I am going to cut it here, but I want to wish you again a very happy new year, and make sure you hop on over to Instagram, get into that drawing so that you can get yourself a beautiful planner that I will send directly to you if you win. So hope you guys are having a great day and a great year so far. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need anything at all. And if you're interested in that program, make sure that you reach out to me as soon as possible, as I'll be announcing it officially across sort of the interwebs next week. And I don't expect those spots to last long. So hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.